Yes. Alrighty. What's up, everybody? It is I, your travel god of extreme, Peter Joseph here, for a Thursday night video. It's pretty much dark at 8:20 p.m. August the 13th, 2026. So, officially, Thursday night. Thank you all for watching on this Thursday night, right here on the Killer the main channel is going to be Killer Demon 669. I'll get it right. That's what she said. But thanks for watching. Make sure you like the video. Hit the subscribe button down in my pants. Otherwise, known as the description box below. Do it now, if you haven't already. Leave a comment on the video if you like. You don't have to, but if you want to, go do it. But if you leave stupid comments on my videos on the past, present, and now, well, you're pretty much SOL. You know what that means. You will get sent to the Shadow Realm, beaten severely, and then Ozzy and Satan and pretty much their minions will come out, laugh at you, and then eat your soul. So, don't do it. If you want to do it, go do it on your garbage channel. You ain't gonna do it on mine. You don't like it? Tough shit. Cry for me some more, bitches. That's that. Share the video all over the internet. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Don't forget to tap and slap that godforsaken bell. You know, slap it around a little bit. And then turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. Because if you miss anything, well, you're pretty much, as we all know, SOL. And you better know what that means by now. And if you don't know, ask somebody. That's pretty much it. So, like, share, subscribe, and all that other good shit. And if you're brand new here, well, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax. You grab the nice, tasty beverage of choice. Whatever you got. I'm drinking, as always. Well, I'm not drinking Pepsi today, but I'm drinking Coke. Regular Coke, straight Coke. Because we don't have alcohol in here anymore. Not anymore, but we just don't have any right now. But it is, because we don't drink, we're social drinkers. We don't have any in the fridge, so it is what it is. You think we're alcoholics? We're not. So, fuck you, go smoke your bong, and go suck a dick. And that's pretty much it. Alright, so grab yourself a nice tasty cold one, put your stinky, smelly feet up and enjoy the show. If you like it, great. You know, well, fuck you, man. And that's pretty much it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Thursday. Hope you had a great Thursday. Still hot here in the Northeast. Gonna cool down a little bit this weekend. Little rain on Sunday, which kind of sucks, but not gonna cool down too much. As we get into the midpoint, pretty much the midpoint of the dog days of August, which is this Sunday, and then we're pretty much 3 weeks away from Labor Day weekend, the unofficial end of summer, and ready for some of you people out there, going back to school and all that other stuff. Well, crack them books because the summer is over and those people are in command. So, do your homework, you fucking slackers. That's pretty much it, but for people that are going back to school, sucks for you. For others, 3 weeks, and then it's over. And then you're back in the classroom. And, or if you're doing it online, you're doing it on your computer. But whatever you're doing it from, have a good school year. I don't have that problem because I'm done. I've been done with college shit. I don't have to worry about that shit. But you know, it is what it is, and that's what it is. But I hope you have a great weekend coming up, guys. Gonna be, like I said, it's gonna be pretty decent, and we'll see what happens with all that. We got the 49ers coming up at 9 o'clock. Pretty much at the same time as TNA, so I'll be, you know, kind of in picture, but, you know, Niners start week 1. Actually, it's week 2, but it's week 1 for them in the NFL preseason in the league where they play. So, we'll see. We're not gonna see Brock Purdy too much. You know, Debo's back, Fred Warner's back, Greenlaw's back. Well, we're not gonna have Bosa because, well, his knee is still acting up. We got a lot of tendinitis. Kittle, we won't see till probably week 2 or 3 with his Achilles. He's getting better, but he's not in camp, obviously. I don't think he'll be in camp till probably the end of this month or maybe mid-September at this point. I don't know, but we'll get Kittle back. We'll be back to full strength hopefully soon. Which, if we get Bosa back, I mean, it's gonna be lethal. But we have that. So the Niners are playing the Titans, who are pretty much getting bombarded in practice. By the way, I know it's practice, but still. Brock Purdy is going to have a monster year if he is doing what he did yesterday to the Robert Saleh. Now, Robert Saleh is the head coach of the Titans. Oh, they're going to have a bad year. The guru. Head coach, garbage guru. But defense, So, but he's not, I don't even think he is the defensive coach for the Titans. I think he's the head coach, but it doesn't matter, because if you're a defensive coach, you got ripped apart by Brock Purdy. Jeez. I'm just saying, but if you're a head coach, remember what happened with the Jets? Not fit to be a head coach, dude. Not fit. I'm sorry. He is a defensive guru-ish. But we got that. We got, even the Niners have a new defensive coordinator right now. Hopefully he's good. But I think it's the same guy we used to have. I forgot his name, but I'll look it up later when I do the NFL preview coming up in pretty much 2 weeks. So I got that. But can't wait. Niners, Titans. You know, I'm looking forward to seeing Debo, Sterling, the number 2 pick. By the way, he's having a great camp so far. Purdy's going berserk. And all the other great 49ers. We'll see most of them and the junk after that. We got that tonight at 9. Next week, they play the Chargers. I believe they play the Chargers at 10 p.m. But that's on the East Coast. You see it at 7 o'clock on the West Coast. But 10 o'clock, and then the final game of the preseason, as always, against the Raiders. I think it's in Las Vegas. As, again, I don't know, I fucking hate going to Vegas, but it is what it is. But we got that, and then pretty soon, week 1 of the NFL in the league, where we play in Australia, mate. 8:35 start on Netflix. I cannot wait for that. Against the Los Angeles Rams, I'm sorry. So, that's going to be a tough game. We'll see if Brock Purdy can, and the defense can rip apart the Rams that they pretty much do most of the time in the regular season. So, we'll see what happens with that. And then, as far as the Jets go, they play tomorrow against the Vikings. See what happens with that. The Giants got the Succaneers. But they will play. They playing on Saturday afternoon. Crazy time to play Saturday afternoon. That's pretty much around. I think college football is starting pretty soon. So why would you put that on a Saturday? Ugh. They got a few Saturday games. 2 in the afternoon, and then at the end of this month we got the annual Jets-Giants game, which nobody really gives 2 fucks about. Something like that, but I care less. I mean, the Jets ain't going nowhere this year, so I'm not even giving the Jets like any attention this year. I mean, I'll watch some of the games because still a Jet fan, but I can't see the Jets getting more than 6 wins. Okay, Niners, I can see them getting 11 or 12 if healthy. If that's a big if. Because they have that godforsaken fucking substation next to the fucking practice facility, that fucking place needs to get blown up. I mean, to bits. Nuke that shit. Let me get Donald Trump to get rid of it. Oh, we gotta get rid of it. It's gonna be huge. The Niners are gonna be in the Super Bowl. It's gonna be huge. And even game 1 of the halftime show for the Niners and Rams, we got the Jonas Brothers, kids! Yay! The fucking Jonas Brothers. Would have been better if it was Hanson or Nelson. Nelson would have been good. I would have watched that. Well, fuck Hanson and fuck no. The Jonas Brothers, garbage. I don't even know any hits from the Jonas Brothers. I care less. It's all about the metal. We need more metal. Unlike when they had Ozzy on, they had him on for 5 fucking seconds. Fuckers. Stupid. Fuck ESPN for that shit. Fuck ESPN. How dare you do that to a rock god and a legend like my metal dad, Ozzy. Pretty much is god of metal, obviously. So. But they do that to him? We had to watch it on, we had to find it on YouTube and watch the entire thing? Come on, man. How dare you do that to Ozzy? 5 fucking seconds. Not even 5-10 seconds. Oh, we hear like the beginning of patient number 9. I'm like, come on, really? I mean, they did that to the Jonas Brothers. I wouldn't give a flying fuck. My good. Who wants to hear those jabronis? Unless you're dumb fucks in England. But I digress on that. But yeah, that's the halftime show for Game 1 of the NFL season in September. Alright, nope, up that, boo, funky. Alright. But football tonight, it's back. My favorite time of the year. Football season. And hockey season is coming up in 2 months, actually. Actually, next month. Not next month. Well, next month is preseason, and then the Rangers start, I believe, in early October. And for you Knick fans out there, they begin at the, pretty much near the end of October when they raise their garbage fake banner. It is what it is. But they will be playing the Spurs again. I forget when. I think it's the first game. No, the first game is against the 76ers. I think they play the Spurs in a rematch from the finals. I think it's sometime in October or December. I don't know. It's not Christmas. I think they're playing the Heat on Christmas. That's great. Wake up. Oh, we gotta watch the Knicks at 12! I think the game is in the Garden, too. I'm like, who's gonna get up like 6 o'clock in the morning, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. Hey, kids, we gotta get to Santa! Gotta open our gifts! And then we gotta get on the train and go to the Garden! Or get on the fucking bus to the Garden and get on the highway! Why don't you open your gifts after you get home from the game, fuckers? Not that I would go to the game. I'm not. If I got tickets to the game, I might go. I mean, it's Christmas, but still. That's like working on Christmas. I've done that a lot. I hated it. But that's retail for you. I get off on my birthday all the time. When I was working in retail, all the time I think maybe 1 year I had to work on my birthday, which sucked. But I worked in the morning, so I didn't care. I worked mid-morning, I got out early afternoon, and then I went to party with the missus and my family for my birthday. But the years later, after that, didn't work on my birthday. I worked on Christmas in the morning, sometimes in the afternoon, mostly in the morning and early afternoon. And then, so off I think I worked on New Year's Eve once, but it was like early, so I got out early. I got out early to do my New Year's festivities and stuff like that. But I always worked on New Year's Day, which I hated. Not that there was a lot of people there, but on Christmas, yes, Christmas and New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, yes, because everybody's buying beer. When are you gonna do that? Never working in retail ever again. That's that. All right, now let's get to. I even know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm sorry. Let's get to TNA from last week. So your TNA Impact Wrestling and Ring of Honor review from last week, August 6, 2026. And quickly, let's get to TNA. As always, the better show. So once again, we're still in the Philadelphia tapings. I think we're going to be in Philly tonight as well. So we are from the Licorice Center, or the Licorice Center in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, that dump of a city. And as always, our commentary team, Tom Phillips and Matthew Waywald in English, the man who loves Rusev Day! Every day should be Rooster Day to him. Every day, for me, every day should be worship the Tribal Chief Day. Just like every day we should worship, and twice on Sundays you should acknowledge your Tribal Chief. Every day, twice on Sundays. The true OTC, not you, Maxwell Jacob fucktard. The OTC, the one true champion. You're gonna get sued. I'm just saying. You better open up your checkbook. I'm just saying. Alright, let's get into the show. So we started with the opening sequence, and we crossed the line and all that shit. Actually, I wish that theme was back, but not. Obviously not. Alright, so we started with a pretty match. We had Broken Matt Hardy, yes! Wonderful! Date! The GOAT, basically, with So, Matt Hardy comes out with Jeff Hardy, dude! I gotta do, I hate, it's hard to do the juke sometimes, you know, Jeff Hardy stuff. So, Matt and Jeff come out. Matt's in action against Ryan Nemeth, who comes out with his big brother, the TNA World Heavyweight Champion, who parked Isa's car perfectly. But you feel Marcos. I love Marcos. Yes, you do. You sure you do. Anyway, so Ryan Nemeth versus Matt. So this is a prelude to this week, which is Jeff Hardy taking on Nick Nemeth for the TNA World Title, and a precursor to their cage match at Lockdown next Sunday for the TNA Tag Team titles. And they fought before over the tag titles, and they're gonna go back and forth. See if the Nemeths get it back again. We'll see. That's that. Alright, this was kind of a match. Nothing really to write home about. Nick got involved as he trips Matt down. Jeff gets on the apron, which allows Ryan to grab a DDT. Matt's like, no, sold that shit. And he hits the twist of fate. 1, 2, 3, pins Ryan in under 6 minutes. I felt it was kind of a bleh match, but, you know, 2.25 out of 5 stars. I just can't. I just can't. If it was Matt versus Nick, I would have been like, this match, like, they could have gotten way better. But it's Matt and Ryan. I'm not saying Ryan's a bad wrestler, but I think we all knew the outcome here. Just saying. Just saying. That's pretty much it. We move on. Alright. Then we go backstage with the lovely Gia Miller. She's with the TNA Knockouts champion, Xia Brookside, or as a lot of people call her, Xia Backshots. Because she got a nice ish, but it is what it is. Anyway, so Xia isn't letting Wendy Choo-Choo take her title back to NXT. And as for Cora Jade, who on cue comes in, Elena Black, Xia hopes she's watching so she'll know that she's getting what she's going to get into. So we're going to get Xia Brookside versus Wendy Choo-Choo. And we'll see what happens with that. Let me move on. Alright, 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, then we're going to look back at Jason fucking Hotch winning the Intercontinental title from Mustafa Ali last week in a huge, probably I would say the upset of the year so far in TNA. And then we go to a segment with Hotch in the back with his family. He has his belt with his hot wife and daughter. Says he's not just a sidekick anymore. It's not taking being champion for granted. And then we see the man who goes all night long, all night. You know, Rick Swan and the fake YouTuber himself, Brandon the Entertainer, BDE. They come in and congratulate him. Okay, look at that. But Mustafa Ali, you're gonna get a tongue lashing from me in a minute. That's all I gotta say about that. All right, 2.5 out of 5 stars for that. All right, back to the ring with quarterfinal action in the TNA Knockouts TV title tournament. sadly, the final time we see honorary member of the Prophecy, Mara Shade, who's going to AEW, by the way. Looks like she's going to AEW. So, she takes on Heather by Alliance with the Brand. I guess they're now called the Brand. Really? Actually, they are the Yoga's Brand, I should say. So we had Timo Jack Perry. That's Mr. Elegance. And we had George the Iceman. I think we had M there, too. I didn't care. This match, we all know Heather won, and she's going to the semifinals because Marshalla's final TNA match was last week. So Heather advances after a top rope double stomp, and that's pretty much it. So goodbye to Mara Shade. You know, good times in the Prophecy. You're still an honorary member. You can come back anytime you want. In our Italian restaurant. No, I'm kidding. I had to go Billy Joe there. I'm sorry, but. If you want to come back to the Prophecy, Mara, just, call me or Rosemary. We'd love to have you back. That's pretty much it. Alright, after that, match I gave 2.25 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we got Moose. He's ready to fight the so-called King of TNA, Frankie Kazarian, and wants to face him for the first time ever. I'm surprised. Surprised that all that time that Kaz has been back in TNA, he hasn't fought Moose once. Carlos! What's up with your booking, Carlos? Have you been delving into Delirious's book? I'm saying. So, Moose wants to show Kaz what he's all about. So, I think we're going to get that match at Lockdown, inside that cage. But we'll see. Alright, then we get to the segment I did not like. Jason Hodge. He's there with his family, and then they're talking. He's like, I gotta go do something. I'll be right back. Right. And then Mustafa Ali comes in a couple minutes later. His wife is like, oh, what are you doing here? Do not sit next to me! And his freaking daughter's like, who's this guy? Who the fuck are you? Well, she didn't say that, but obviously. She's like, 6 years old? I don't know how old she is. I care less. But anyway. So, Ali talks about saving Jason's job, and now he has to do what he has to do. But worry not, I'll take care of you. I'll take care of you real good. And then he's like putting his hand on her leg, and he's kind of like, rubbing up her leg, almost near her woo-ha! Right in front of her daughter! What is wrong with you, Ali? You're a married man! I know you're playing a heel, but I mean, dude! Watch for those hands! Like, shit! Mustafa Ali's trying to cop a deal on Jason Hodge's wife. I mean, what the fuck? I'm going to divorce court here. Shit. Yeah, not for, not for Jason Hodge's hot wife, but Mustafa Ali, if your wife is watching, you're like, what the fuck are you doing? That's what they say. Hands off the merchandise. I know you're playing a heel and you're trying to, get Jason mad. That's one way to get him mad by, rubbing up on her fucking leg. I mean, next thing you know, they're fucking kissing and shit. Right in front of the daughter. I'm like, Bobby, what are you doing? Who thought of that fucking segment? Shit. That pissed me off. Because Mustafa Ali's a married man. I'm like, what are you doing? I know you're playing the heel, I get it, but... Anyway, 2 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, back to the ring with a 2-minute suck fest. We have my good buddy, I'm going to be seeing him pretty much at the end of next month. KC Navarro takes on Brian Myers of the System. 2-minute match, ends in a DQ because, Bear Bronson Mophead, who's at ringside, also distraction. And then the referee's like, hey, Mophead, you are out! Get out! And then, bang, bang! Sosa! Bang, bang! Sosa! One of my favorites in TNA. Jumps Bear Bronson from behind with a chair. Level him. And then, Eddie Edwards comes out, and you know who comes out with him. His hot wife, yeah, I'll say it, his hot wife, Alicia Edwards. Do you wanna know something? You wanna know something? My dress looks so short you can see my pussy. Ha! You wanna know how good? Never mind. I don't wanna know. I don't wanna know. I mean, I do, but I don't. Anyway, so yeah. So Casey wins by DQ in 2 minutes. Match was 2.25 out of 5 stars. And then afterwards, big old beatdown, and then Giovanni Vinci, Fabian Aichner comes out, makes the save. And then guess what? Santino Malala, you son of a gun! He comes out, does his best Teddy Long impersonation, and we get a tag team match player. You know, the system didn't like that, and Santino's like, hey, you don't like it, you go one-on-one with The Undertaker! Imagine him saying that, that would be funny as fuck. Alright, so then we get an impromptu tag team match. Alicia at ringside. I think, no, anyway. I thought Bear Bronson came out. Alicia Edwards sends in a kendo stick, and he knocks, Navarro, Casey right in the, I think it was in the face or the back, pretty much the head, I think it was, because knocked him out. Then a package power driver. Eddie, stop stealing Kevin Steen's move. I know you've been in Ring of Honor with him. Stop it. I'm going to have to tell him, you know, I'm good friends with KO. I'm sorry. But you remembered. I'm just saying. He remembered the time that I held up Bobby Fish for him to fucking chop to death. I'm like, holy shit. And I told Eddie afterwards, like, Bobby Fish started hating me for years. Why? Because I held him up. And then I said some bad stuff about him. I was like, oh, you shouldn't have said that. Yeah, but I forgave him like 2016. When he did an indie show in my area. And I shook his hand and said, I actually talked to him about that Ring of Honor show. I think it was, I forgot what, there was Manhattan Mayhem. No, it was Manhattan Mayhem. It was either Manhattan Mayhem or, I think it was Global Wars. I have the tape. Not with me, obviously, but it was Global Wars or, forget which one. It was with New Japan. With AJ Styles on the show, too. Anyway, I talked to him about that show and how, him and Kyle O'Reilly, beat the Bucks and I think the Wolves in a triple threat match to win back the Ring of Honor tag team belts. And then, he was like yelling at somebody. He's like, hey, get that sexy man his belt. And I go, hey, it's not that sexy. And then he comes to me, he's like, you are? And then me and him had a big freaking argument. He goes, oh, I remember, that was you? No, it was the guy in the 15th row. Come on, Bobby, stop fucking around. Yeah, but, I said I'm sorry. I was just, He says, yeah, I get it. And I was like, yeah, I was just an asshole back that day, but, I wasn't mean. I was just saying he's not that sexy, just, at the time, but whatever. Moving on. Alright, so the System get the win over Casey and, Ricky Sosa in a tag team match. Oh, no, Fabian Aichner, sorry, in a tag team match, that's that. And then, speaking of Ricky Sosa, he comes back out, kisses the System off. So, we got that. Alright, the match was pretty decent, 3 out of 5 stars. Alright, after that, we got the Righteous. They're back from the dead. Can you dig it? That's Vincent and Dutch. They run into the Hardys in the back. They shake hands. Mutual respect. Okay. But we're going to hear from them in a little bit. Alright, then Jason Hodge finds out what Mustafa Ali did, touching his wife inappropriately, and he goes berserk. So, he's like, why did you touch my wife, you son of a bitch? So he gives Mustafa Ali his rematch inside the cage. You know that's going to be bloody as fuck. So he talks to John Skyler, his former tag team partner, who luckily says, hey, I'd love to be out there with you, but, I need this job. And then Hodge's like, fuck you! And pretty much left. So Skyler and Mustafa Ali and the big man Agent Zero are going to be in a tag team match against Hotch and I forget Is Hotch another guy and a mystery partner? Who's that guy gonna be? I have no idea. Oh, we get that. Alright, 2.25 out of 5 stars. Alright, then the Righteous come out. They say the Lake of Reincarnation changed their direction, meaning they are going away from the Hardys, thank the Lord, for now. They're not looking for opponents, but rather someone hanging to life who wants to bloom into something bitter. Okay. So are they recruiting? I want to jump on that Lake of Reincarnation, go back to being when I was 21. When I was a little bit hoaxer dude. No. When I was more, beginning of the sexiness. You know what I mean? Shut up! Rose is saying I'm old. I know. You're old too! Stay in the fucking bedroom, shut up. Go watch your Netflix, go do something, leave me alone. God damn. I'll get to her later. You know what I mean? Move on. Alright, so Tino Willow is in the back talking to Pink, Harley Hudson, whose job is, hanging by a thread, and then, she comes back. Alicia, anyways, you wanna know something? She runs her mouth, gets in an argument with Jada Stone, who beat Alicia in the tournament, and Harley isn't happy with all this, and then eventually she gets a match, I think tonight, with Alicia. Well, that's one way to keep your job. If you beat her, you might have a chance to stay. Then again, you lose, bye-bye, so long, farewell. See you in NXT, TNA. We'll see you in NXT, we'll see you in Ring of Honor, most likely Ring of Honor. Most likely, but we get that. Alright, 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. The Righteous, 2.5 out of 5 stars for that. And Hodge's segment, 2.25. Alright, then we get the Bunny, one half of the women's tag team, the Knockouts tag team champions, Allie, looking for my girl Rosemary, to find some miniature tarot cards. What does that mean? And who is that? I'm thinking, wait a minute, it can't be Su Yung. Can't be, because Su Yung and Rick Swan are, I don't even think they're together anymore. With the whole thing, there's rumors of domestic violence, so I go, yo. I don't think it's Su Yung. I think it might be the Sinister Minister, Mr. You know who he is. I can't think of his name. Why can't I think today? I'm sorry. Yeah, I think it might be him. It could be Raven, too. So, I guess we'll find out more tonight, hopefully. So, hopefully, Allie finds Rosemary, because they got a tag team title match in the cage against the Elegance brand. Actually, no, take that back. Well, they need to find Rosemary, because, Em and Heather might be in the finals, the way it's going, because Heather's in the semis, and eventually, M is now in the semifinals, because she got the bye. She's taking on Indy Hartwell, I believe. Yeah, it looks like it's probably gonna be Heather versus Indy in the finals, and Indy's gonna win the first ever Knockout TV title. And then I would assume if they don't do the Prophecy versus the Elegance brand inside the cage at Lockdown, and they might be doing it after Lockdown. We'll see. Alright, then we got my good buddy AJ Francis, all about that money. Give me some. Anyway, he takes on the hometown man, Cody Deaner, and beats this fuck in 48 seconds. Actually, take that back. The hometown man beat AJ in 48 seconds. What? Because of Elijah's guitar. And then Elijah's like standing on the fucking stage, and AJ took his eyes off the ball, and then Cody Deaner with a fruit roll-up. Really? So it looks like Elijah versus AJ inside the cage. What are you gonna do? Alright, then we get a sit-down interview with the X-Division champion Cedric Alexander. Talks about working so hard to get here and earn what he has, and he's become. And then the former champion Leon Slater comes in. They have a little face-to-face. No chicanery, no beatdowns or anything like that. Just straight talking. Says, I'm here, I want one more match. One more title shot. Cedric says, no, because you had everything handed to you. Then they pretty much go nose to nose or about to fight. And then Cedric's like, no, you get nothing. And he's like, I want to erase your history with the belt. Which sounds kind of weird. Okay. We can move on with that. Alright. And then Sonya Deville interrupts the king of TNA. Frankie Xavier is on a payphone. Not telling you from a phone booth. Rare you see payphones these days. Everything's like, phones and shit. Everything's now, this. iPhone 17. And yeah, I paid for that. Love it. iPhone 17, 256 gig, motherfuckers! So you're saying, oh, Peter, you're broke! Oh, I bought the phone. With my hard-earned money. And I bought a PS5. And I already showed that off. I don't need to show you fuckers anything anymore. You don't believe me? Too bad. Suck a dick. That's it. Alright, so Kaz on the payphone. Sonya Deville comes in and says that Kaz is going to have to face Moose inside the cage. That's fine with Kaz, who wants it in the cage. And then Sonya Deville leaves. Kaz promises to show Moose why he's the king. And, that's that. Alright, sorry about that. I had to take care of some stuff with the missus. Not that type of stuff, but, she needed to ask me something in the bedroom. But, what I wanted to eat for dinner. So, I'm just gonna be getting up soon to make some din-din as we're watching TNA. Which is on right now. They're just doing a recap of last week. As I'm doing the video. Anyway, so I got that. Alright, so where I left off, Sonya Deville asks Frank Kazarian about Moose. Kaz is okay with fighting him in the cage. And then Kaz is like, I'm gonna show Moose what I'm made of and why I'm the king. And that's that. Alright, then we get to the Knockouts title. Zaya Brookside taking on Wendy. Choo-choo! Decent match. We get the dirt nap by Wendy Choo-choo. Zaya Brookside sends Wendy into the ropes for a rope break. And then on the rebound, pretty much, as they're getting up, Zaya hits the dark side of the Force. 1, 2, 3 to retain the Knockouts title, and then afterwards, Corey J comes out for a stare down. So we'll see what happens tonight. Once again, from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, at the Licorice Center. Oh, we got that. Alright, then, we end the show with Jeff Hardy, dude. He's doing a drawing. That's all he does on the back is just drawing stuff. I think we're opening up with Bang Bang Ricky Sosa. Yep. Let's play his theme song. Why not? Get copyright. I don't give a shit. Bang Bang! Sosa Sosa! Bang Bang! Sosa Sosa! Sosa Sosa! Yeah! Alright, Ricky Sosa's coming out. The hottest thing in TNA. Anyway, alright, so Jeff Hardy is in the back, on the couch, drawing, I don't know what. And then the TNA champ, Nima, comes in with a contract for next week, which is tonight. Starts mocking Jeff for not doing anything important, like getting ready for the match next week. So Nick says, Jeff, you're the best. That's what I talk about. Alright, so Nick says, I'm the best in the world, you're better than Punk. And gets annoyed when Jeff won't pay attention to him. And then they both signed a contract with a Sharpie, mind you. Not a pen, a Sharpie. And Jeff's still not talking to him. Nick just, leaves in a huff. This match should have been at Lockdown, but we're doing a tag team title match in the cage, which makes no fucking sense, but okay, we'll do it. Alright, so that ends TNA. And TNA was pretty decent, so I'm going to give it a solid 7 out of 10 stars. Alright, the System are coming out. Oh, you know what that means. Do you want to know something? Yeah, she's coming out. Actually, well, she's not coming out, because Brian Myers and Mophead, Bear Bronson are coming out. So it looks like Brian Myers versus Ricky Sosa to start us off tonight on TNA Impact Wrestling. And we got that. Alright, so like I said before, TNA 7 out of 10 stars. And we'll see what happens tonight on TNA. As we are, next week is the go home. Actually, no, next week is the go home show. The 20th is the go home show. That's pretty much it. Right before Lockdown next Sunday. Alright, let's get to Ring of Honor, episode 178. So we're getting close to 200, guys. The second time around. Well, actually the third time around, if you think about it, if you've been watching Ring of Honor since day one on TV like I have. Except for the, the days on Sinclair. But still, I get to watch it on Honor Club on the website, so I haven't really missed any episodes. But it is what it is. Alright, so we are once again from WJCT Studios in Jacksonville, Florida. And as always, our commentary team of the Boring Man himself, Ian Rick of Boring, and my good buddy, do the thing, do the salute, guys, please, because he gets mad when he don't do it. Caprice Coleman, the pasta. My good buddy. Follow me on Twitter. Alright, we're getting closer to Death Before Dishonor tonight. We got Global Wars Mexico tonight. Leo Rush is taking on some guy from Mexico for the Ring of Honor TV title. Fun. Alright, so we got this week and next week, because next week's the go home show, as Death Before Dishonor's in ECW territory, at the ECW arena, which is going to be epic, at the corner of Swanson and Rittner. That fucking dump. with the horrible bathrooms that still stink. I don't think they sanitize those things. I digress on that, though, but we move on. Alright, so we know we have Bandito defending the Ring of Honor World title against Nick fucking Wayne. I mean, the card, I said it was stacked to Issa. He's like, oh, what are you talking about? Okay, I'm sorry. I was just hyping up Ring of Honor so much. Because I'm the 1 in 100 that watches Ring of Honor. I will die on the hill until Ring of Honor is done. Which could be anytime soon the way it's going. Holy shit. Alright, so we'll move on. Alright, so we started off Ring of Honor from last week with Athena becoming the longest reigning champion of the modern era, beating the, smashing Roman's record to bits. Even though it's not getting any respect. Respect Athena's title reign. You gotta respect it. I'm sorry. Anyway, she says, I beat the women's champion, Thekla, and the TBS champion, Willow, but hasn't received her flowers as of yet. And she says, I'm going to beat up Janae Kai, just to blow off some steam. So she gives Janae Kai a non-title proving ground match. I love these fucking matches where these people from like GCW or from the Indies or, whatever left on the roster, hey, we'll give you a title shot. If you win, you get a title shot. Yay! But anyway, this match was under 8 minutes. Pretty decent, not great. But they trade roll-ups for a near fall near the end. And then my girl, Billie Starkz, still with her. I don't know why, but I'm surprised we haven't gone down the Billie Starkz route again. But anyway, Billie Starkz takes the Ring of Honor Forever belt. Knocks Janae Kai in the head with it from the floor. And then the O-face by Athena. 1, 2, 3. What else is new? Rinse and repeat from Athena. As she will be taking on Timu Io, that's Hazuki, for the Ring of Honor Forever Championship next Friday night. And I can probably tell you right now, Athena continues with that fucking title. Jeez. Almost 1350, ladies and gentlemen. Whew. I have a feeling she might hit 1,400 by the end of this year, by Final Battle, if she doesn't lose up any time before then. To who? I want to know who, Tony Khan. I really want to know who she's going to lose that belt to. Who's going to be the one in 1300 and whatever and one? Is it going to be Gianna Perazzo? Is it going to be Maya World, the person that beat Athena in the Owen Hart Cup? She has her number, basically. So, Mike, why didn't we go with Maya World against Athena at Death Before Dishonor? Why? Why are we going to... nothing bad to say about Hazuki, but still. You got one pay-per-view left. One pay-per-view left. With his final battle, we're going to go all the way to December? 3.5 more months of this? I mean, if I'm Athena, I'm like, I beat everybody on this fucking roster. And then Deanna Pearl's might come out and say, hey, you ever beat me? So I'm like, yeah, let's do that match at Final Battle. Title for title. Why not? Have Athena lose, and then Deanna becomes the world champion again. Because she was Ring of Honor champion for a little bit. He was also TNA champ, too. But she's the pure champion right now and barely defends that godforsaken belt. I don't know. I don't know anymore with Ring of Honor and what they do with these titles. I mean, I think everybody on the roster has held it for over 100 days. Except, besides Athena. Lee Moriarty, 1 year plus, almost 2 years with the Ring of Honor pure title. He's facing Nigel at Death Before Dishonor. If Nigel loses, goodbye. Goodbye to you, Nigel. Go back to doing your comedy show or magic show, whatever you do. Stay on Collision, basically. And then the tag team champions. I forget who the tag team champions are. It's Mystico and Mascara Dorada. No, not Mascara Dorada. Fuck. I know it's Mystico and I think it is Mascara Dorada. They have the tag team titles. I'm like, why don't you give it to Buster and the Brain, my good buddy Alec Price and Jordan Oliver? I told them at the GCW show last month. I was like, how come you guys are not getting a title shot? What's with Tony Khan? I mean, I told Jordan and Alec right to their face, like, dude, I hate to say it, but Ring of Honor would be better if Tony Khan didn't buy it and book it. I can do a better job booking this shit. I mean, come on. Alright, Vicky Sosa just won, by the way, over Brian Myers. Thanks to Leon Slater, who's not calling out Cedric Alexander, who came out. So Leon still wants to face Cedric, and he wants to face him in the cage at Lockdown. But Cedric keeps shutting him down. Boo! Boo! Look at that. Alright, so, yeah. Athena continues with the belt. I can't anymore. I can't. Alright. Then we see Bro Dito and Hangman Adam Page, now known as the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Nice name. Taking that from a Clint Eastwood classic. They talk about their abilities to speak Espanol. I can speak some Espanol. Lucha libre de mundo, televisión excelente. Pendejo. So the woman sure about the name. Bandito lifts his mask to prove like, hey, I'm not the ugly one in the group. I've seen Bandito without his mask. It's okay. That's what I'm gonna go with that. So, Leon is saying some mean shit to Cedric right now. So Leon's like, I'm willing to give whatever it takes to get that title shot. Yeah, basically whatever it takes. I mean, so if you lose, you don't get no shots anymore, basically. That's what Cedric's gonna do. So Cedric's like, you want a shot, you got it. But if I win, you don't get a shot ever again as long as I'm champ. And he's like, I'm not jealous of you, right? So Cedric's like, you got to do something for me if you want this title shot. So Cedric's like, I'll give you the shot if... He's like, I want your record. If you win, you get the X Division title. Great. But if I win, I get your longest reigning X Division title reign. What? Actually, well, he doesn't get the reign. He says, your reign will be erased from the annals of TNA history. It'll be done for good. So Cedric wins that 364, I think it was 364-day reign as champ by, I forgot how long it was, I think it was 364. By Leon, it was like 1 day short of beating AJ's record, and then Cedric won it on a TV taping on it, mind you. No, he won on the live show, I'm sorry. So, Leon accepts, and says, I'll see you at Lockdown in the Cage. It's gonna be insane. I would be surprised if we see Leon do an Elix skipper and walk the cage and do a freaking flip. I would not be surprised. Because the way that, they do all those high-flying things, it's gonna be crazy. We got that. Alright, back to Ring of Honor we go. We're gonna finish this up. Gia Miller's now with BDE and Rick Swan. Don't care. We go. Alright, so after the Trios champions of AEW, Bandito, Brody King, and Hangman, talk about, which one's uglier than the other one. Okay, we got that. Then we go back to the action. Queen Amanada, the one and only, takes on Rachel Ley? L-E-Y, yes, it's Ley. And, Queen Amanada beat this, I don't know who she is. Actually, she's a former gymnast. Great. Just what we need, more gymnasts in wrestling. Anyway, beats her in under 4 minutes with the running knee in the ropes. 1, 2, 3, Queen Amanada gets the win, and we don't care. And that's that. Alright, after that, we're going to look at the recent actions of the premier athletes. Anthony Nese, Navari, Smart Mark, Mark Sterling, and, yeah, the beef. So we get that. Speaking of beef, he's taking on Daddy Magic. Matt Maynard, do you want to know what makes Daddy Magic's nipples hard? Ask him yourself. Anyway, we get to this ridiculous 8-minute... Why was this 8 minutes? Jeez. Mark Sterling, as always, at ringside. Then the premier athletes come in with a cheap shot to beef, and then top rope splash by Matt Maynard. So, the premier athletes tried for a cheap shot. That didn't work. Actually, I think they hit beef with the cheap shot by accident. I don't know. I don't care. But anyway, Matt Maynard wins with a top rope splash. 1, 2, 3, in just under 8 minutes, he gets the win, and I didn't give a fuck. That's that. And then after the match, Beef beats on Daddy Magic a little bit more. Okay. Alright, whatever. We move on. Alright, then Janae Kai, who lost the match earlier in the evening to Athena, thanks to Billy Starks, she wants her revenge, and she wants a match with Billy, so I'll probably get that tonight. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Alright, 6-man tag team match. Roppongi Vice. Actually, tag team match. Roppongi Vice, that's Nakito Maedonese and Trent. They take on Eddie Kingston and the Funky Monkey himself, Ortiz. Pretty decent tag team match for two teams that should be going after the tag team belts. Eddie Kingston and Ortiz get the win after a fruit roll-up by, I think it was by Eddie Kingston on Rocky Romero, the guy that always gets pinned. What else is new? So, just under 13 and a half minutes, Eddie Kingston and Ortiz get the win. I hope they're going to go after those tag team belts. I don't know what else. We get that. And then after the match, Roppongi Vice jumped them again, lays them out. Why is this Why are we getting this every week? Why? This is getting boring. The show is boring. I mean, really. Alright, after that, we get a video from earlier in the day. Caprice Coleman, Pastor, sits down with a newly computerized kingdom. That's I'm Matt Taven and Mr. Michael Kanellis Bennett. I miss Maria. I think we all do. Well, she got problems. Well, she has some health problems, health scares, and she had like 2-3 kids. We miss her in Ring of Honor, but I don't know when she's ever coming back. But anyway, the Kingdom said that they realized they needed something fresh to get them out of their rut. So they are with AI. Great, AI. They completely trust it. Hang on, as AI says they need to switch which leg is crossed. What? Then they have great shirt designs, by the way, which is great. I don't know if it's on ringofhonorshop.com, but... And then they switch legs again. I'm like, what is this? What is this? Excuse me, sir, is this basic? Now, why would we use something so primitive as basic? We use DOS. What is the storyline with the Kingdom and AI? What the fuck is this shit? Now AI's like floating around and wrestling now. Ugh! AI storyline's great. Fuck AI. The only good thing about AI is when you use it for metal videos. Just saying, because now I'm not delving into AI. I'm collaborating with a good friend of mine who does a lot of good work with In This Moment. And even Maria Brink has seen some of the work that one of my friends does. She liked it. So, pat on the back to me and my good friend who does all that great work for In This Moment. She's also a singer, too. An AI singer. Looks almost exactly like Maria. Great shit. So, if you go to my Instagram page, you see it. That's where it is. Love it. I'm collaborating. I'm pretty much author of it. Every time a video goes up, I'm pretty much stamping my approval on it. So, I get residuals too, so. Good shit. So, I'm not delving into AI. I don't work with it. I don't know how to work with it, but I'm collaborating with a great person that does great work with AI and in this moment, some other people. All right, back with TNA. This week's edition of TNA. Elijah's playing, and he's meeting up with AJ Francis, trying to do a rap. So Elijah's in the studio. So he's talking about trying to take his image and all that stuff. We've seen Elijah win that match to get his name and likeness and all that shit back. And, and that how him and I think it was him, Rich Swann, and Brandon the Entertainer took out Expression, so he's gone completely. And now they got a cage match coming up, hopefully to end this feud. He says, I'm gonna tell the story, Jordan! I'm gonna tell the story! And then for some weird reason, the door to where he's recording is locked. He's like, hey, Andy, get me out of here! And the lights come back on. Andy's like, you okay? And then he just leaves. Weird. It's like Elijah has superpowers now. Who knew? Who wants to walk with Elijah? I do. Creepy segment. Kind of felt Rosemary-like. Kind of felt like a prophecy-like. Elijah, we need to talk, dude. I'm gonna try to find Elijah on Twitter. Maybe hit him up and say, hey, you wanna Have you been delving into Rosemary territory with your little creepy powers and shit? Let me get that. Alright, that was weird. Now we got Moose coming out. He's got a cage match with Frankie Kazarian coming up. He's got something in his hand. Might be a note or something. I don't know. Alright, so Chris Coleman sits down with the Kingdom, and I just told him about the AI. I didn't like it. Alright, after that, we get to Tahuti Miles. Why does her name sound familiar? Tahuti Miles. I think she fought in, didn't she fight in LFG or Evolve? I don't know. I think it was on Evolve. I thought it was a kick for some. I'm thinking of Tootie, that's why. From Facts of Life. You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both. Up there you have the Facts of Life. Tootie. Tootie for who? Tootie Fruity? No. Oh, so, yeah. So Moose is out doing a king's speech. He's just mocking Kazarian with the, with the chairs and the, the Aerosmith-like microphone with the scarves and shit. Next thing we know, we got Steven Tyler, coming out. Alright, so anyway. Tahuti Miles takes on Dante Casanova. Why does that name pop in my head? I think they're two indie guys. Anyway, Tahuti Miles gets the win with a super kick. A little over 6.5 minutes. It was okay. And then afterwards, he officially joins up with Shane Taylor Promotions. Wow, that was quick. They were trying to get him for the last week or so, a couple weeks maybe, and Tahuti's like, yeah, I'm going to join STP, why not? So now they get more people. All these factions are getting more fucking people. Well, great. So Shane Taylor Promotions is trying to be like the Don Callis family. 6,000 fucking members, we don't even know, who cares? Oh yeah, Leo Rush is taking on El Clone tonight for the TV title. That's what I thought. I was like, who's facing? We get that. Alright, then we got Action Andretti against LJ Cleary. That's Lyra Valkyria's husband, or boyfriend. I think it's a husband. 4.5 minute match. And Action Andretti hits the Falcon Arrow. He does a deed for a near fall. Plants LJ with a super Spanish fly. Picture perfect. Learned that from, guess who? And that's the Amazing Red, who learned that from, guess who, my mentor, Joel Maximo. And the Maximo brothers, the SATs, whatever you want to call them. Then after that, the Cutter Choke. Okay. Once you, pretty much choked them out. Action Andretti gets the win. In a meaningless match. And that's that. Alright, then the Mancer, Mance Warner, wants to give Roppongi Vice the violence. Yeah, we love violence. We don't condone it, but we love it. Eddie Case and Ortiz are in as well. So it looks like a 6-man tag team match or something. Eddie isn't happy with being dropped on his head, so let's find a third guy. You have a third guy. Mance Warner's the third guy, I think. Obviously. So, here comes Kaz. Anyway. So, I don't know who Roppongi Vice are going to get. Probably be Jake Doyle. I have a feeling it'll be Jake Doyle. And who don't care? Alright, we got that. Speaking of we don't care, we got the Colons, Epico and Primo, or Eddie and Orlando, teaming up with Serpentico, so pretty much the Spanish Announce Project 2.0. To take on that idiot Brandon Cutler, the cameraman for BTE, the legendary Terry Yaki! Yes! He's back on Ring of Honor TV. And Jay Lucas. Alright. So pretty much Brandon, Teriyaki, and Jay Lucas were the bad guys. They get cleared out. Oh, well, actually, Brandon and Jay Lucas get cleared out at the end of the match. Then the backstabber pins Teriyaki. Damn. So, so the Colognes and Serpentico get the win in under 7 minutes. And it was what it is, but at least we see Teriyaki. Good stuff. Good shit. Alright, moving on. Alright, Smart Mark Sterling has his own action figure. God. Don't buy that on Ring of Honor Shop.com. Alright, so he has his own action figure. And then the Ring of Honor 6-man tag team champions, Dalton Castle, the Peacock. And the Outrunners, Turbo Floyd and Creek Magnum, my good buddies who follow me on Twitter. Still do. Thank you, guys. By the way, you son of a bitch! Love them. They want to beat him up. Please do. And they want to beat up the Mark Sterling and the action figure. Please do. Please do it. Can't stand Smart Mark. Fuck him. Fuck him. That's that. Alright, then we got the MXM collection. To oppose Mace and Monsieur. They take on Captain Caveman and Son. Nick Camarado and Aaron Solo, me boogie. Good shit. Tag team match, didn't really care for that. 9.5 minutes, and MXM Collection hit the centerfold. Angel is centerfold. Hit that. 1, 2, 3. Good match, though. Good match. Surprisingly, a good match. Crazy. And then afterwards, they mock Jacksonville. They want the ultimate accessory. I think that means the tag team belts. Obviously. What else would you... What else would be the ultimate accessory? Don't ask. Alright, move on. Alright, then Action Andretti wants the TV title from Gozer the Gazarian, Leo Rush. Then the lights go out. Then we hear, "Yay, the lead! The lead! Him! He is him! Me! Gozer!" Alright, so Leo Rush's laugh is heard and Action Andretti's not even scared. You know why? Because Gozer asked him, "Are you a god?" And he said, "Yes!" Not like Ray. "Are you a god?" "No." "Then die!" Ray, when somebody asks you if you're a god, you say yes! Well, I couldn't help it. Ah, fuck you, Ray. Don't be a Ray. Please. Don't be a Ray. We got a big old fight between Moose and Frankie Kazarian in that ring, and Walmart security. They all come out, try to stop this mess, like that's gonna work. No, Moose was in the NFL. He could break away from like 5 people. Come on now. Speaking of that, that, let me see what the Niners are doing right now. I know it's preseason. I really don't care. What is the 49ers score?
Currently, the 49ers are trailing the Titans 7-0 in the first quarter.
Fuck! Thank you, Siri. I know it's preseason with 7-0. 2 minutes left in the first quarter, but it's early. It's early. We'll see what happens with that. Alright, so Action Andretti wants Leo Rush for the TV belt. And Leo Rush is like, "Yeah, it goes here." I'll get that. Alright, then we got the women's TV title on the line. Red Velvet from your mama's kitchen takes on Isla Dawn. This should be an interesting match. And kind of was for 12.5 minutes. Getting to the end, Isla goes up, gets iconoclasm, or I guess you can call it that, back down, Seth Rollins-like. And then, Red Velvet hits that, starts off a Saito suplex. Then the Shining Wizard gives Isla Dawn a near fall. And she picks Red Velvet up for a power slam, but gets rolled up, I guess with a handful of thong. 1, 2, 3, Red Velvet, and still your reigning, defending Ring of Honor TV champion. Good match, though. I give it that. Great match. And that's that. Alright, then we cool down with Griff Garrison teaming up with Lethal Twist in an 8-man tag. Jay Lethal, Black Machismo, yeah, dig it. And Lee Johnson and Blake Christian, they take on Dalton Castle, the Outrunners, and our good buddy Adam, don't call him Poppy Priest. It was a pretty decent match. Preston Vance, who, was in the frat party, I think it is. Anyway, he clotheslined Griff Garrison by mistake. Oops! And then Adam Priest gets the win. Something you don't see every day from him. So Adam Priest, Dalton Castle, and the Outrunners get the win over Griff Garrison and Lethal Twist. Oops, there. Mr. Preston Vance. Nothing to see there. Well, we get that. And then after the match, to end the show, Griff Garrison lays out Preston, and then he's like, I'm out of this garbage fucking team, thank the Lord. Get Griff Garrison somewhere away from everything in Ring of Honor. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do with him, but I know he's married now, I think. Got to pay the bills and all that, but still. Get him out of frat party or whatever they call themselves, the idiot party. Anyway, we get that. And then the Dark Order. They all come out. Evil Uno's not really evil. Johnny Hungy, John Silver, and Alex Reynolds, they come in for the save. Then we get a reunion. What? Preston Vance and the Dark Order? Are they back together? We get number 5 back? No, that's Alan Angel, sorry. We get who was he? Number 10? I forget. But we're getting Preston Vance back in the Dark Order? I'm interested, like Roman would say. Let's do that. Get Preston away from this garbageness that is Frat Party. Get him out of there. So that's that. But great reunion to end the show. So I'm hoping maybe we get a renaissance or reliving of the Dark Order like they were four years ago when they were good. Before the bullshit. With the Exalted One and, Brody Lee, God rest his soul. Alan Angels was in the group. Anna Jay was in the group, too. Even, that guy we all know and love, Mr. Colt Cabana. Even Hangman was in the group for a little bit. I know those segments, man, on BTE, they were funny as fuck. With Brody Lee smacking Johnny Hungy with the fucking papers and shit. That's not Griff Garrison, you fucking idiot! Good old days. Anymore. Alright, that's it for Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor 6 out of 10. That's all I gotta say. Alright, I'm gonna go watch the rest of TNA. I'll be back a little bit later with your Monday Night Raw review as we're going to roll over into the new week. We get to Raw tonight. We'll get to Raw tonight because I want to try to get to NXT tomorrow. We'll talk about AEW Dynamite maybe a little bit later, maybe tomorrow night. Then we'll talk about TNA Ring of Honor for this week. We'll talk about that maybe tomorrow or Saturday. And then we'll get to SmackDown and Collision and all that other stuff this weekend. So stay tuned, hit that bell for more so you don't miss anything. And that's all I got to say about that. So I'm out of here, guys. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Peace.